Hey everybody, it's Eric from epautos.com, your Libertarian car guy, and I'd like to show you guys something that has to do with the general topic of government trying to make driving as unpleasant and insufferable and as profitable for them as possible. I'm about to make a left turn here onto the Blue Ridge Parkway in the Roanoke area where I live. And the speed limit on the parkway has generally been 45 miles an hour. Now, they recently resurfaced the section of road that I'm about to travel on that takes me back up to my place in the woods. And observe, they have peremptorily dropped the speed limit down to 35 miles an hour. Now, I have absolute certainty that no traffic survey was done according to the 85th percentile rule or any other thing. They've just bureaucratically decided they're going to drop the speed limit by 10 miles an hour, and they're doing it for the sake of making the parkway less appealing as a place to drive. By dropping it down to a virtual crawl to make it more inconvenient to use the road that we pay for, and also so as to increasingly to make it easier for them to fleece people using the trumped up charge of speeding. Because now, driving what was heretofore the legal and ostensibly safe speed limit of 45 miles an hour, which it was a month ago, now is 10 miles over the speed limit. Look, there's the blacked out speed limit, former 45 mile an hour speed limit posted sign. Well, anyway, now, if you drive 45 miles an hour, the legal speed limit a month ago on this road, which hasn't changed, if anything, it's been improved, brand new blacktop, everything's all new. Now it's a 10 mile an hour over the speed limit ticket, and that is a 3-point ticket on your DMV record. It's also probably about a $150 fine, and it's a pretext for the insurance mafia to jack up your premiums based on the fact that you are an unsafe driver because you drove a speed that was perfectly legal and, again, ostensibly safe a month ago. It's beyond obnoxious that they've done this. And it's interesting that they've done it in their usual government deceptive way under the pretext of the road work. Initially, people thought, well, they just reduced the speed limit to accommodate the fact that the road is being resurfaced. But it sure looks like it's permanent. They've put up permanent 35 mile an hour signs up and down this stretch of the parkway. The 45 mile an hour speed limit signs are bagged over. The road work is completely finished. There are no longer any road crews. There's nothing going on here. And yet the 35 mile an hour signs are not only there, they're belligerently announced as you enter the parkway. I wasn't able to show it to you, but as you come up to the stop sign where you make the turn onto the parkway, there's a big sign that says lower speed limit. To announce that fact, here's another 35 mile an hour. Look at that. There it is. For safety! And related, something else that these dicks have done in the years that I've lived here, and this is something that is generally common, that's happening all over the country. They are painting over formerly legal passing zones. On this particular stretch of the parkway that I drive almost every day, it's about a 15-mile stretch from US 220 in Roanoke up to Floyd County where I live. 15 years ago, there were at least 3 legal passing zones. You know, the painted lines would be divided so that you could legally pass. Now there is only 1 legal passing zone on this entire stretch. Well, I'll take it back, there's 2. But they painted over at least 2 and I think 3 of the formerly legal passing zones. And again, for no legitimate reason, just to make it that much more difficult and unpleasant to drive on this stretch of road without risking some kind of trumped up traffic ticket, some kind of fleecing on a judicial pretext, a statutory pretext, something that involves nothing that has to do with safety, just has to do with you having violated some rule or other, like back when you were in elementary school and the hall monitor said you were walking too fast or some nonsense like that. But at least back then they couldn't reach their filthy hands into your pockets and steal your money as they can today. Anyway, anyway, it just happens, and nobody seems to care. Nobody seems willing to do anything about it. I don't know what you can do about it, frankly. What I do about it is rant and write and try and spread the word, and maybe enough people will be annoyed about it to try and to possibly do something about it. In the meanwhile, I just employ countermeasures. I keep a radar detector with me, which alerts me to the presence of Officer Unfriendly, the armed government collectors who patrol these roads for purposes of revenue collection and harassment. And that's essentially all I can think of to recommend to you to do. Anyway, more up at epautos.com, the next best Libertarian gearhead site. I just posted an article, by the way, too, about some of the obnoxious features that many new cars come with, obnoxious and expensive features that many new cars come with, such as the engine automatic stop and start systems, direct injection, micro-sized and over-turboed, over-boosted little engines to try to make up for their small size, and all of the attendant problems and how to avoid those things. So you can find that up at the site. There's also a review of the new 2018 Camry, which is the first Camry that's not boring to look at, and still has, bless Toyota, a V6 engine. So thanks for viewing, and we'll catch up with you again soon.